Hi guys, welcome to RB classes. Today we will start part 2 of turning force. Factors affecting torque. When we open a door, we apply some force at the handle. The door is fixed at the hinge. If we apply a force at the handle, the door turns easily. If you will open the door from handle, then it will open very easily because moment arm is more from the hinge. See in the diagram A. A man is standing and he is trying to open the door from the handle A. A is a handle C. Now second point, if we make an attempt to open the door in the middle, from middle if you will try to open the door at B or C, we will find it very difficult to open the door while applying same force. See at B or C, in the middle if you will try to open the door, you will find it very difficult because movement arm from the hinge is not as much as from A handle. Its distance is less. B and C is a point in the middle, and the moment arm from hinge to B and C is less in compare of A to hinge. If we now make an attempt to open the door at the hinge of the door by applying the force, then it is impossible to open the door when a large force is applied. If you apply a large force at the hinge, then also you can't open the door. It is very difficult, even though you cannot open the door. Okay, so once again I will repeat the points. If we apply a force at the handle, the door turns easily, the door will open easily. If we make an attempt to open the door in the middle of the door, at B or C, we find it very difficult to open the door if same force apply. If we now make an attempt to open the door at the hinge by applying the force, then it is impossible to open the door even when a large force is applied. I think now it is clear. So we can say that turning force depends on two factors: magnitude of force and momentum. What is moment of force or torque? Turning effect of body depends on the product of magnitude of the force and moment arm. Is called moment of force or torque. Once again I will repeat, turning of the body depends on product of magnitude of the force or movement arm. We can call movement arm as the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation to the line of action of force. Yesterday I told the definition of line of action of force: an imaginary line passing through point of action of force and drawn in the same direction in which force act is called line of action of force. Here the formula of torque equals force into momentum. Torque is also written in tau, TAU, Greek letter is. Okay. Now units of movement of force or torque. SI unit of force is Newton and distance is meter. Therefore, SI unit of torque is Newton meter. In work and energy, Newton meter is also written as joule. But in torque, we cannot express it in joule because torque is not work or energy and it cannot be expressed in joule. Okay, CGS unit is dyne centimeter. CGS unit of torque is dyne centimeter. Gravitational unit of torque in SI system is kilogram force meter and in CGS system gram force centimeter. Relation between SI unit and CGS unit of torque. 1 Newton equals 10 to the power 5 dyne and 1 meter equals 10 to the power 2 centimeter. So 1 Newton meter equals 10 to the power 5 dyne into 10 to the power 2 centimeter. 1 Newton meter equals 10 to the power 7 dyne centimeter. Now relation between SI unit and gravitational unit of torque. 1 kgf meter equals, kgf means kilogram force meter equals 9.8 Newton meter and 1 gram force centimeter equals 980 dyne centimeter. Torque is a vector quantity or moment of force is a vector quantity. Clockwise and anti-clockwise movement. If the force has the tendency to rotate the body in clockwise direction, okay, in from right side in clockwise direction, then the moment of force is called clockwise movement. Once again I will repeat, if the force has the tendency to rotate the body in clockwise direction, you have seen the clock also, how is it is moving, called clockwise movement. By convention it is taken as negative, it is taken as negative, and anti-clockwise turns opposite, rotate opposite to clockwise. If the force has the tendency to rotate the body in anti-clockwise direction, the moment of force is called anti-clockwise moment and it is taken as positive. Once again I will repeat the definition of anti-clockwise movement. If the force has the tendency to rotate the body in anti-clockwise movement, anti-clockwise direction, the moment of force is called anti-clockwise moment. It is taken as positive. In left side, it will rotate in left side. Anti-clockwise movement will rotate in left side and clockwise movement will rotate in right side. Now application of moment of force. I give in starting only I given you one example of door. It is also the application of moment of force. Okay, now we will take another application. Hand floor grinder is provided with handle near its rim. Why? To reduce the force so that we can apply small force and we can do the work. It is in hand floor grinder is provided with the handle near its rim because it increase the momentum, so that if you will apply small force it will produce a large turning effect. If you will apply a small force on the hand grinder, then also it can at the handle of the hand floor grinder, then also it will produce small force because momentum is more, that's why it is placed near the rim. Second, long spanner is used to loosen or tighten a nut. You know, because Increasing the length of a spanner, the momentum increases, and even a small force can produce last turning effect. From nut and distance of a spanner is long, you are applying less force, a small force you will apply, then also it will tight or loose the nut, because momentum is more, length of a spanner is more, then momentum is more, and it will apply small force, and while applying a small force you can produce a last turning effect also. Bicycle, there are two pedals, one on each side of the toothed wheel. The foot pedal is at large distance from the axle. To turn the wheel of the bicycle by applying small force on the foot pedal of the toothed wheel, which is lesser than the force applied to the chain to move the bicycle. Why foot pedal is at large distance from axle? So that while riding a cycle you can produce a last turning effect by applying a small force on the foot pedal of the toothed wheel, so that the bicycle move by applying less force to the chain, so that bicycle move. Okay, that's why the foot pedal is at the last distance of from the axle. Okay. Equilibrium of bodies. When a large number of external forces act on a body, or when a number of external forces act on a body, and when they produce no change in its state of rest or uniform motion, the body is said to be equilibrium. Once again, when a large number of external force act on a body, and when they produce no change in its state of rest or uniform motion, the body is said to be equilibrium. If you apply a force on a wall, it will remain in the state of rest or uniform motion. It will not move also. Then the body is said to be equilibrium. Because if you will apply a force on wall, it will not move, it will remain in a state of rest. It will not, there is no change in its state of rest. Okay, car is moving, it stops. Okay, and you will push, it cannot move. If you will apply, if 2-3 persons will come apply, then it will move. Okay, and on a it can move. This is not an example of equilibrium. Okay, but if 4-5 persons will come to push a wall, it cannot changes its state. So this is equilibrium. Example I told. Okay, two types of equilibrium are there: static equilibrium and dynamic equilibrium. Okay, when the body remains in the state of rest under the influence of various external forces, it is called static equilibrium. Okay, you take one example also. When a book is placed on table, the weight of book exert a force on the table. If you will kept a book on a table, it will exert some force on table, which acts vertically downward. If you will kept a book on a table, it exerts some force on table and it will act vertically downward. This is balanced by an equal and opposite normal reaction. It will balanced by an equal and opposite reaction, which is exerted by the table on the book, acting vertically upward. Table will act vertically upward. It will be equal and opposite normal reaction. Body will remain at rest, and if body will remain at rest, there is no change. Okay, so when the body remains in the state of rest under the influence of various external forces, it is said to be in static equilibrium. Okay, another example of static equilibrium is beam balance, when there is no rotational motion in it. Okay, now when the body remains in the state of uniform motion, it is said to be dynamic equilibrium. Example you take a car moving with a uniform velocity on a road is in dynamic equilibrium. Yes, because it will move in straight and is going moving because the force due to the weight of the car acting vertically downward, because force of the car acting vertically downward, force due to the weight of car acting vertically downward, is balanced by an equal reaction, not opposite, equal reaction exerted on the car by the road acting vertically upward. Car is acting vertically downward and road is acting vertically upward. There is only equal reaction, not opposite reaction. Okay, a car moving with uniform velocity on a straight road is in dynamic equilibrium because the force due to the weight of car acting vertically downward is balanced by an equal reaction exerted on the car by the road acting vertically upward. Okay, I think today you have understood what I taught today. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel, comment it and share it. Thank you.